Hi, David Odell here with OdellCompleteConcrete. This is our first day on the job site. It's a little enclosed atrium area in the middle of a house. Normally it was, originally it's probably used for plants and stuff on the inside there. And then they put this concrete over it, and then they just adjusted the drain. But the concrete's in really bad shape and it doesn't really slope towards the drain, so this was just a big flooded area. Also, they did a terrible finish on the concrete. So what I'm going to do, since they have about 10 inches drop from the floor, you can see that little step they had to build because of the drop. I'm going to pour over this concrete. I'm going to glue a coupling onto that drain. I just chipped around it a little bit so I could get my coupling to glue around the existing drain. It's a 3-inch drain pipe. And now, since I've got that glued on there, and it's about 3.5 inches above the old concrete, so that's the depth of the concrete at that point. Now everything else has to slope towards that. So I'll just shoot my laser level off of that drain, and I'll just make level lines all the way around. Then after that, I'll decide how much pitch I want. I'll measure up from those level marks. So I probably went 1.5 inches after I made level marks all the way around. I measured up probably 1.5 inches at the furthest point, which probably gave me about 1.5% slope to that drain. Also, the step out from the door to the new slab will only be about a 5-inch step, so we could throw away that wood step they had built to get out in and out of this area. Also, this concrete was in such bad shape, I decided to throw some plastic over it because I didn't want any of the cracks in it to penetrate or reflect into the new slab. Also, I'm going to throw a little bit of rebar in here. Now we're going to pump the concrete in here through a hose. We're going to have to bring the pump hose through the house. And we'll wrap the hose in some 6mm plastic so it doesn't do any damage to the floor. The hose kind of surges a little bit as it's pumping, so it has a tendency to scratch things up if you don't get a good wrap around them. Now I'm using the 6-foot Milwaukee level, screed level, so I'm checking the slope as I screed this off. Also, when I get out there on the knee boards or sliders, I'll bring my level with me and do some final cutting and detailing to get really good drainage. Here's the funny float. I laid it down once on the way out. Now this is my second pass, and then I'm just funny floating it here. It's basically a hand float with a pole on it. Because we have contours in here sloping towards the drain, funny floats work the best. So if you get a big old 4-foot bull float in here, you're not going to have much contours left in the slab, so it may not drain towards the drain. So the nice thing about these funny floats is it goes with the contour that you created when you rotted it. Like if you have valleys going towards the drain, it helps maintain those without running a big old 4-footer and knocking the valley out. Now as I got out here on the boards, I threw my 6-footer down, found a couple high spots here and there. So I'm just going to scratch them out, and any concrete that I generate I'll just kind of pull around with me just in case I need it in a low area. Otherwise I'll just dispose of the excess if I don't need it. Now when you do your concrete like that, you can be sure it's going to drain where you want it to. It's a little extra work, but it guarantees the right drainage. Right now, we didn't get a lot of good shots because we were really in a tight area. This would have been ideal for a drone, just hovering, maybe 10 feet above the house or at the roof line or something, shooting down. That would have been a nice view. You wouldn't have got the low angles though. Lean combination, I think a drone would have been nice. So now that I went out there a little early on my sliders, I was able to cut and really get a good slope towards the drains. Now I let it get hard, and now I'm going to hit it with the funny trowel. Basically, it's a hand trowel on a pole. That's what makes it funny. Now this probably is my last pass on the sliders, and then we'll just broom it. Looks like it must be getting close to noon because the sun is peeking in there. This room was about, I think it was about a 12 by 12 or 10 by 12 area. Well, there's your finished product, a non-slip broom texture. That's what the broom really does. It gives you a non-slip surface when wet. Turned out good. Now it's easy to get in and out of this area without double steps. No control joints in this. We're just going to go with what it is. 10 by 12. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to get the latest and greatest as I roll them out, click that bell so you'll be notified when I load up the next video. Thanks.